I'm turning it on to warm up.
Okay. Chief, all right.
Hey, Chief.
I liked all those pictures you put on for the, carry the load. That was nice.
I don't.
Yes.
I think I'd much rather miss y'all.
I need to go do this.
Yes.
That's just what you need for about 60 days.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation. Public participation. If you'd like to speak to the council, please fill out the form and hand it to Shannon. Please indicate on the form if you wish to speak during the discussion of the specific agenda item. Remember, council members are not allowed to ask questions during public participation. Please remember to state your name and address for the record. It doesn't look like there's anybody watching. Okay. Presentation, issue certificates of election, statement of elected official, and provide the oath of office to newly elected officials. Council member Payne.
Are you doing? Good to see you.
Say I.
Yeah, let me stand behind the podium.
You're gonna read this, read this, and you're gonna, I'm sure you're gonna read this one. I don't need to be in this one. Oh, no, this is the.
He needs to raise his hand on the.
Yeah.
Do both of us on this one?
No, yes.
Okay, sorry,
You can if you
go
want.
ahead.
You got a square.
I, Clay Sams, do solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money or thing of value, or promised any public office or employment for the giving or withholding of a vote at the election at which I was elected, or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation, whichever the case may be, so help me God.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna read this one. Hold up your right hand. Can you read this?
I, Clay Sams, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of council member place 3 for the town of Bartonville, Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state, and the ordinances of the town of Bartonville, Texas. So help me God.
Excellent, thank you. Congratulations.
You need one more picture?
That is with them,
Oh.
maybe not.
Council member.
Thank you, Doug.
I, Margie Aaron's, do solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money or thing of value, or promised any public office or employment for the giving or withholding of a vote at the election at which I was elected, or as a reward to secure my appointment of confirmation, whichever the case may be, so help me God.
Thank you.
Okay. I, Margie Aaron's, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of council member place 5 for the town of Bartonville, Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States and of this state and the ordinances of the town of Bartonville, Texas. So help me God.
Thank you.
Hey. Go all the way up here.
Oh.
I see you.
If
You don't know what happened.
you could sign your statement of oath and leave them for me, I would appreciate that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Appointed representative liaison report, Upper Trinity Water District, Illinois. Do we have anything for,
He did not give me anything.
okay. Denton County Emergency Service District, Chief Vaughn.
Evening, Mayor, Council, thank y'all for having me this evening. It's been weather's starting to get really nice outside, so. We have had a busy month, over 300 calls, which is kind of the trend this whole year, so busiest April we ever had. The biggest news for us though was our president, Commissioner Sheldon Gilbert, he resigned. He actually moved out of our district. I'm not sure if you knew that, but he moved to Denton. He's not too far away, but he did because he had to live in the district, so he did resign. So the Commissioner has said within the next 69 days, they will be reviewing it, make their decision on the next appointment. So we're kind of at a little bit of loss, but we're doing well. But that is something new. Also, look at the quick report. 2 weeks ago, the quick report met and they reviewed and accepted our 2024 audit. And as I probably said before, in our strategic plan, our 3-year strategic plan, one of our objectives was within 3 years have no material weakness. And we said we would do that within 3 years. And it's here to say, I'm very excited to say that we did that in the first year. So it's pretty impressive. The 79 objectives we have and the whole of all the goals and everything, that's one I'm pretty proud of, the fact that we've been able to recover and kind of get us in the right direction. So that's good. That's really good. Other news, big news is the new ambulance. You recall we put an ambulance in service back late February. We did not have the new ambulance. The manufacturer did give us a loaner ambulance we've been using. We do have a final inspection on this week, on the 22nd. It's a kind of a visual, it's gonna be virtual. But usually when we've done those, unless we find something they gotta fix, usually within a week or two, we get it. So I suspect it'll probably hopefully be here by June, and then it'll probably take us a couple of weeks to mount equipment and get everything ready for it. But then that new ambulance will be actually able to put in service. We'll do a push-in ceremony kind of to celebrate having the ambulance, and so we're excited about that. Also, this past week, I gave 12 written offers of employment for the new firefighters for the new station. We're looking to hire those on July 19th. We'll go through a 2-week new employee orientation, and we'll start getting trained. We'll start before the station comes on board. The station is running a little bit behind. We're running a little bit into a couple of some tariff issues
is that
and.
North Lake, Chief? Is that North Lake?
The one in North Lake, yeah,
Okay.
so we are running a little bit of issue, but I think we still might have to keep it on schedule, but we'll just have to kind of see how it goes. But progress going on, but we're still planning to hire anyways, because we got place to put them, we can utilize them on the shift. The other big news this past weekend, we had our big annual signature event. There's also y'all had y'all's event too, so I missed that. I would have been here. But in fact, while I was walking the thing in my gear, I was thinking I'd probably rather been here than that. But it was hot. It was the 3rd annual one, and it was like 95% humidity, and I could feel it. I drank 6 bottles of water, and I was like I used the restroom for 12 hours down there. Drinking water the whole time. But it was a good event. I think we had about the same turnout. We had probably a little few less walkers. I mean, I think maybe the heat may have something to do with that. But our open house was a lot more people. We had a lot more people inside. We did something a little bit different this year. We if you've been to Station 5, we got all the bays. We emptied out all the equipment, cleaned everything up, and we had all the vendors inside. And then we put tables and chairs inside, so everybody could free hammer and hot dogs and kind of fellowship and not be in the sun and heat. So it worked out really a lot better. So every year we try to learn from it. So, but it was a big hit. So I'm excited. I can't believe I was doing that, but I get kind of those young guys getting motivated to do it. But don't forget, we also got our biannual blood drive. So twice a year we do a blood drive. So this Friday. From 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. we do a blood drive. We do one for Memorial Day, and we also do one for 9/11 as a way to honor those days. So, so you can feel free to come out and give some blood and save a life. So, and I'll take any questions you have.
I was gonna ask the chief, are you fully staffed now? I see that you have.
We are fully staffed. We have been fully staffed for quite some time, actually. So the ones that we're hiring are actually for the new stations. So, and some of those will actually hire a couple more other than that, because we also have part-time firefighters. Some of our staffing is by part-time. And so some of our part-time got hired, got offer letters to be full-time, so we'll actually have to replace about 3 of our part-timers, so, it's we're doing well. And the fact that we can, you know, in a very competitive market, the fact that we've been able to get that, I mean, I was a little bit worried about, but we've had, I think of all the good things we've been doing, we'll get around, we track a lot of work, good teaching stuff.
Were you finding it a big challenge in recruiting?
Yeah, and we don't, I mean, we try to, we advertise, we do hit all the sites, so you can pay your site and job sites, and hit all the major ones, and, we had, but you lose a lot too, we had 75 applicants. And so we only needed like 12 to 15, and so, but then by the time you'll have someone wanting to show up for the test, you know, they have to do a physical test and all that, and some of them won't show up. And then you lose about, a third just from the interview process, you know, background checks, it's not your typical job, and the police can testify to this, you don't just put your application in and get hired the next day, it's a lot of long background checks, references, and a whole bunch of stuff. So we know you really well by the time you get to see me, so. So yeah, it's a very competitive process, everybody's hiring, and so it's a challenge, but we managed to get what we needed, so I was a little bit worried about it. That's the reason why we did it a little bit early, we're actually hiring a little bit early. I did it 2 reasons, one, because of vulnerability, having new people, and I've got a lot of new people, and I want to let them train before we put the apparatus in service. But the other part, I thought, well, I need some time in case we don't get enough, and I gotta do this again. And so we unfortunately were able to get enough, to get the hire, get to this hire, so.
What, do you have any idea when the new station might be?
It's supposed to be around August, September, that's what I'm thinking, but I don't know, it could be. There's a application process that's gotta go to the state because it's the first time it's ever been done in Texas, and so that's what we're kind of finding out, is there's a little bit more regulatory stuff we gotta do, so. June 1st, we're gonna be, we've already talked to the commissioner court and Judge Eads, everything, and they're gonna try to see if they can push that through. If they do, then we're probably gonna be on time. But if it does get bogged down and some of that stuff that they gotta do to get, basically get, a license by the state, that's what we're worried about. And we were worried about a little bit of tariff issues, not so much, we already had like the steel and all that stuff, but just some of the small stuff. And it really was not even coming from, and it was actually going from the United States, it's not coming across, so, it's a unique, concept, the whole thing, but it's been challenging to say that, so. But we'll see, well, I'll keep you posted on that.
Thank you, y'all do a great job.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you, appreciate it.
Yes.
Thanks for your leadership. Thank you.
Police Department, Chief Riggs.
Mayor and council, in your packet, you have our activity for the month. We had 121 calls for service, 24 less than last month, or last month, that last April. And if you look at our traffic crashes that were requested, we did have 5 more this month than we did back in 2024. Our other calls, the one thing I am very proud to report, which I've never got to do this, is that we had no Part 1 crimes at all last month. I must say that's the first time I've been able to report that in my law enforcement career, which is great. Some of the officer initiatives, we had 191 traffic stops. They did 164 close patrols, 9 investigations, some walkthroughs, 9. Only had 1 vacation house watch for 374 total. On our traffic stops, we had 191 traffic stops as stated last month. Last year, in April, we had 90. That was very low, so we're going back up. On just other information, like I said, no Part 1 crimes. We did participate again in this year's DEA take back in April. We had 2 boxes that we did take to DEA. And we did receive our second white car about 2-3 weeks ago, and we have the other white one in Defender right now, so hopefully we'll be getting that one out soon. We're just waiting, hopefully they'll get it out in a couple months. I'll answer any questions y'all have on any of the activity.
Finally got at least 2 marked.
We have 2 marks, yes.
Only took 9 months, but
Yeah, it took a long time. I think we bought the first one back in June,
Yeah.
almost a year when we got the first one.
longer than one blood.
It's been, yeah.
Yeah, because we got those white ones, yeah, and you know, the white ones, I think, I'm hearing people say they can't see the white ones. I know everybody thought the black ones they couldn't see. I've had some people, Saturday telling me, you guys hide pretty good in those white ones. I'm like,
Because they're looking for
we're
one.
not hiding, you know, we're right out there, but anyway, yes, it's nice, and I'm sure. Like the chief and all this new Saturday was a little toasty, and when you're in Texas, that white, I really think help the engine, keep it a little cooler, and anyway, thank y'all for getting to us.
Can you share with us what the cause of the accident was up there in the corner of Jill on East Jill and,
At nights.
the nice entrance there, was it just?
Looked like
vegetation?
Looked like you missed the curve going into nights.
Oh, yeah, they slid off, yes, that was,
Was it during the rainstorm or?
you know, I don't have that. I didn't have that information, I apologize, I didn't know what the cause of it was, I know that we did have an
I
accident.
know there's enough damage done on that fence, and then on the vehicle, they had to have it towed and loaded and hauled off. I just was curious as to what caused that.
I can look at it and
So
send
that's,
that
I
to you.
was just curious.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
Fast, and
Maybe.
you never know.
I don't think that was,
No,
let me review that.
Well, I want to thank you and your department for providing security for, our Spirit Day. Y'all did a great job, so thank y'all very much for that.
It was a good event, and good turnout.
I think the officers, engaged with the public, and that was such a good thing. They were, accessible, they talked with the citizens, and I think it was a good showing for our police department.
And before that, they came and they helped traffic for our walk, so they were busy all day.
We did, yeah, it was a busy day, but yes, it was a good event, and I appreciate everybody being out there.
That was a great effort on everyone trying to memorize our little community out there. Thanks.
Yeah.
Better try about that.
Any other
Well,
questions?
thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
You bet, thank you.
Thank you. Administration, Shannon?
Thank you, Mayor. Page 21 of your packet is the first page of our reports, all general fund revenue. We are at the end of month 7 of fiscal year, and we should have wanting to collect at least 58% of our budgeted revenue. And overall, we have collected 81%, so we're doing really well. We actually collected about $1,000 more in our property tax from budgeted revenue. And still some are trickling in, so we're doing really well on the revenue side. Then the next page is our sales tax rolling month average. In April, we collected $76,158.34, which is the sales tax collected in February, since we are 2 months in arrears. So we came down a little bit, but I think it's will rebound in April because of the quarterly taxpayers when they start doing those. So hopefully next month I have some good news for you. All general fund expenditures. And just like we should have collected at least 58% of the revenue, we should have expensed only around 58% of the budgeted expenses. And overall, we have still have 53.19% of the budget remaining. So currently, right now, looking at these numbers, we are under budget, which is good. It always helps when we're under budget. We do have a couple of larger expenses coming up in the next couple of months for CCPD. We've got the first payment for the cars coming up. And then we've got a couple of the dispatches on tonight and the fire rate will be paid those for this year in April, so those will be coming. You'll see those next.
Our first payment for the cars is around 50.
58, 3,
14.
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
You get pretty good at that.
I'm trying.
Yes, sir, 58, that's our first one.
Still a good deal.
Yeah, very good deal for $2.
And that's what, there's only 3 payments to those, and we have the cars for a year, so the first payment's coming out, so the next 3 fiscal years. And moving on to the expenditures by department. I think I pulled on the page while we were talking. we want to talk about administration. Administration, we have approximately expended 48% of the budgeted expenses, so we still have 51% of the budget remaining. Like I said, a couple of those larger ticket items will be coming out in the next couple of months. So overall, I think we're doing really good. And then it's the same with police. We're still, they have 56% of their budget remaining. And again, the dispatch and the radios was expense this month, so you'll see that next month. Anybody have any questions?
No, that looks like we're on target, love revenue and expense. That's a good thing. Pretty tight, it's not too far one way or the other.
No, and we've been looking at this really closely. We're starting to work on the budget together and we're here, so we're really actively watching every day, looking at it.
Thank you for that.
And Councilman Sam's, the accident, it was an elderly man that missed the curb and been no injuries.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he was okay, just missed the curb. I thought he'd slid off, but I couldn't find that. But no injuries.
He wasn't injured, was he?
No, sir, no injuries.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
I have no question.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thanks, looking good.
Thank you, Shannon.
Here,
Consent agenda. This agenda consists of non-controversial health items required by law. Items may be approved on a single motion. Items may be removed from the consent agenda by any council member that may consider it. Prior to the motion and vote on the consent agenda, number one, consider approval of April 15th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Do you have a motion?
I make a motion. Like, I make a motion that we approve the April 15th, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. The public hearings and regular items, discuss and consider an interlocal cooperation agreement between Denton County and the town of Bartonville for property tax assessment and authorize the town administrator to execute the same on behalf of the town. Staff presentation, Shannon.
thank you, Mayor. This is a multi-year agreement with the Denton County for tax collection. The last one we did was in 2021. And they're bringing this forward to us because they would like to propose an increase from $1 a parcel to $1.41 per parcel. And in the letter that was included in your packet, it talks about all the expenses that they have increased over the last couple of years, and they haven't brought it to us, but they're wanting to bring that to us now. And so this year in December for this fiscal year, we actually paid $1,936 at the $1 per parcel fee. And if we keep that same number, but I think it's gonna go up a little bit because we've had a couple of subdivisions come in, it would be a difference of $780 because it would have been $2,729. So we wanted to increase it to $3,000 for this upcoming budget, just to cover any more increase in partials. But this is because of the increase for the agreement to 1.41, and then also we do have a new tax assessor, Michelle French is no longer. Yes, so Dawn is taking over, so it's twofold.
Dawn Spencer.
Dawn,
Okay,
thank you.
Dawn Spencer, this is our DK. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Yeah, they pay for the collection, they put it into our bank deposit, and then they also pay for the attorneys for any of the penalties.
A little bucket and a half approximately. All right, I'll make a motion to approve an interlocal cooperation agreement between Denton County and the town of Bartonville for property tax assessment and collection, and authorize the town administrator to execute same on behalf of the town.
I second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Number two, discuss and consider fiscal year 2025-2026 interlocal cooperation agreement between Denton County and the town of Bartonville Police Department for shared covenants, communication dispatch service system, and authorize the mayor to execute the same on behalf of the town. Staff presentation, Chief Riggs.
Mayor Council, Denton County Interlocal Cooperative cooperation agreement between the town of Bartonville continues to be a long-standing partnership in which Denton County provides communication dispatch services to our police department. Since 2007, when the department was established, the Denton County Communication Center has handled emergency telecommunication and dispatch services for the Bartonville Police Department. The continuation of this agreement ensures that both emergency 911 and non-emergency calls for service are effectively managed and dispatched in a timely manner. Between the law enforcement agencies locally, we have partnerships, and it also, what it does for us is very cost effective. The fiscal year 2025-2026, the commitment for the town of Bartonville will not exceed $9,434.65, which will cover the town's portion of the shared government's communication and dispatch services provided by Denton County. They went up right around $1,000 from last year, but this is still a very, very good price for us to have a great dispatch center. I mean, they're very proficient, they're professional, and they do a great job for us. So just recommending that we continue to sign this agreement so we get those services.
Any questions? Motion?
Yeah, I move to approve the fiscal year 2025-2026 in the local cooperation agreement between Denton County and the town of Bartonville Police Department for shared governance, communications, and dispatch services system, and authorize the mayor to execute same on behalf of the town.
I second.
Okay. All those in favor? You can share a motion carried. Thank you. Yes, yeah. Discussing consider fiscal year 2025-2026 interlocal cooperation agreement between Denton County and Denton County Police Department for the use of Denton County radio communication system and authorize the mayor to execute the same on behalf of the town. Chief Rich?
This is another agreement that comes up every year and very cost effective. The Denton County Communication System provides critical support for the town of Bartonville Police Department digital radio operations. This system ensures reliability and secure communication between Bartonville police officers, Denton County 911 dispatch, and surrounding first responders. These communications are essential for coordinating emergency response, officer safety, and daily law enforcement operations. To maintain this level of service and interoperability, we recommend continuing our annual agreement with the Denton County for the access to their communication system. The annual cost for this agreement is $720. This agreement allows the police department to remain fully integrated with regional public safety, communications, and ensure we meet current operational standards.
All these agreements we need, so.
Yeah. Thank you, Chief.
Yes.
Thank you.
You have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2025-2026 interlocal cooperation agreement between Denton County and the town of Bartonville Police Department for the use of the Denton County radio communication system and authorize the mayor to execute same on behalf of the town.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. Number 4, discuss and consider fiscal year 2025-2026 budget calendar. Staff presentation, Shannon.
Thank you, Mayor. That time of year again, we need to start budget planning, which we already mentioned earlier that we're starting to work on it here. Before you in your packet, on the last page of your packet, we have the proposed calendar in front of you. We did make a change this week after the packet went out. We want to start having council discussion of wages and salaries beginning at the June meeting instead of waiting till the July, so that way you can fully review everything. Right now, we are proposing 2 workshops to start at 5:30 instead of 6, just to give us ample time to go through. For June, we'll start at 6. July 15th, we'll start at 5:30, and then we have the Tuesday for the August meeting starting at 5:30, but we will reevaluate at that time if we need a 5:30 or a 6 o'clock start time. And then we also need to make sure that everybody's aware, for the meetings in September, for our special meeting, our rule is that we need 4/5 of the council, so that's 4 council members plus the mayor. And then also on the September 16th is a regular council meeting, but we will be taking action on the tax rate, so we also need the special majority of that.
4 people.
For 4 council members plus the
For
mayor.
both September.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you've had a chance to look at your calendar, does anybody have any conflicts yet?
Especially September.
Yeah, well, all of these meetings are prior to our regular scheduled meeting, except for the one in September.
Right.
Yes, that's always our special meeting, it's always the Tuesday after a Memorial, no, Labor Day, sorry.
Okay.
Just, that's gonna be the budget public hearing.
You're gonna be on.
And I've already,
Yeah.
notified Shannon that I won't be present on the July 15th meeting.
Okay,
Yes.
The rest of them I will be.
so you do both of them in September?
Yes.
Okay, you won't be here in September.
I'll be here.
You won't be traveling.
It'll be close.
I won't be traveling,
Okay,
I'll be traveling in Bartonville.
there you go.
So, I will send this to the absent council members and confirm with them. I wanted to make sure that we didn't have any changes before I reiterated.
Yeah.
If we don't have any changes,
We don't go later than the 16th, we'll be fine.
that is our goal for September 16th, because we have to have our tax rate and our budget done and into the county's hands. So,
Okay.
Yeah, that's the deadline.
Okay.
Any other questions? No?
yeah,
Thank you, Shannon.
we don't need any action. I had it on here just in case we needed to change something.
Will you send us a copy of just this, those dates?
Yes, ma'am, I can do that after, let me send it to the 2 that are absent tonight and get
Okay.
confirmation, then
Right.
once I get confirmation from all 5 of you, then I can send off the
Great,
district.
thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So the town council will not be convening into closed session tonight. Future agenda, I don't know, are there any, future agenda items? Anybody?
Where are we on the?
We were just talking about that.
Okay, I don't know if we need to talk about that.
Go ahead, you're waiting on Chris.
Yes, actually saw Chris today, I met him out at, he was looking at, we're getting ready for phase 2 of the Jeter. And it won't start the 26th, that's Labor Day, it will be the 27th Tuesday. As you see, they're already putting out some different detour signs, but I got out there and spoke with him. They're doing another culvert there. But we talked about the back, he's just still getting pricing. So he has a lab, so I'm waiting for him to get us pricing. And as soon as I get that, I will forward that on to the mayor and council to give you what we're looking at as far as cost.
Thank you.
And he's coming up with a design plan as well for back there, so we can see what it's.
Yes, the design plan currently has 20 spots, but I'll have that attached. They're tweaking that and then I'll also get the pricing. And I'll try and get that. I'll see if we can maybe get that out in the next week or so.
Okay.
We're gonna look at pricing for, like, some of them covered, some of them not, maybe a handful covered. We're just gonna look at the difference. So,
Yeah, because we only have just a few spots for our police
Yeah.
rigs and then maybe 1 or 2 ones. That's fine, those covers like that.
Those would be nice because we get paid out. If they're here working, it'd be nice if the cars are protected.
yeah. Okay, time being,
Fastest.
It's 32 minutes.